Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Emily Freybler. So as you can tell by the title, today I'm finally sharing how I subtly lightened my hair and also how I tone my hair. I touch up my hair in this video using kind of a balayage technique, and I show you how I went from like really pretty dark hair to now this color. I've done this balayage technique a few times now, and yeah, got this result. I love how my hair turned out. It's way more like close to my natural color when the sun would lighten it and everything, and I just love it so much. So this is my hair when it used to be like the dark color. This is right after I did the first session of it, and then this obviously is my hair right now. So let me show you. So this is what it looks like. I just put some curls through it, and I really do love it. You guys, that is it for the intro, so let's get started with the video. So things you're going to need for the whole lightener process. This time I am using this balayage kit from Wella. I have previously used just their powder lightener, but I'm going to try this time because I think it'll be a little bit easier since it is made for more balayage. So this is the powder lightener. You can get a small pack like this, and that's all I got. And this is the little bottle of developer. And so you do a 2-to-1 ratio or a 1-to-2 ratio. How is it? 1 to 2. So 1 ounce of this to 2 ounces of the developer, and that's what these packets are. So this is literally all you need from Sally Beauty. And I mix that in a bowl like this. I just get any bowl that's not metal, and then a brush like this. You will need gloves. I like to have a towel near me as well in case I get stuff on my hands. And this time I'm going to use a sort of like paddle, I guess, because I found it hard last time to paint the color on. So this time I'm going to have the hair lay here and then brush it on like this. This is just a mirror that I picked up from Target for like $7 or something. And then I also have a needlepoint comb to help section the hair and everything. It's very fine tooth. I like to have clips on my body at all times, clips and a hair tie just in case. And yeah, so that's the stuff you will need for the lightening, and I will go through what I use for the toning once we get to that step. So first things first, let's take down this hair. I'm going to brush through it with a wet brush. And then I think I am going to straighten some of it. I mean, it's pretty straight right now, but just run a straightener through it real quick so that I can really see where the color is right now and where I want to put it, since I did miss a few spots last time. So it has been, I think, a little over 2 months since I lightened my hair last and toned it, everything like that. So it's been a little while. Oh, you also need a cape. So here's my cape. I just got this from Sally Beauty. I use it all the time. I use it for my hair. I also cut my boyfriend's hair, so we use it every single month. See how there's light, and then right here there's like a gap. I really need to fill that in a little bit. See? I was trying to make sure that obviously I didn't lighten the entire bottom of my hair. I also would like to blend this a little bit better, you know. It's all a learning process. So what I'm gonna do is just section my hair off kind of a couple inches above the ear. And I don't need to do too much down below. I'm gonna add, you know, some over here. See these areas? And like kind of bring it up a little bit. But I don't need to add too much on this base layer. Obviously, if you're doing this for the first time, definitely do more pieces, but make sure if you don't want like that all around like ombre, to leave out some sections and stuff, like leave out some spaces in between so that you don't get like just all lightened hair, if that makes sense. Let's mix together this stuff. So it just says mix 1 ounce of the lightener with 2 ounces painting 30 vellum developer and apply to surface of dry hair. Process checking every 5 to 10 minutes, 50 minutes maximum. Okay, putting the gloves on. You can use whatever gloves you want. These are just from another hair dyeing kit that I had because I totally forgot that I was out of my normal like kind of like latexy gloves. So not the best gloves, but they work. Pour this all. So it's just like white powder basically. Then I'm just going to pour this in here. You might have to shake it a little bit since it's completely full. I feel like the consistency is probably going to be better with this type just because it's made for balayage. You don't have to use any foils or anything like that. So just mixing it together. Oh yeah, this consistency is so much better. It's like thicker, so it's going to paint a lot better, I feel like. So you do want to move fairly quickly with this, and if you do some strands and you think they're developing too quickly, I before have just like rinsed out that certain section before I continue the rest of my hair. So, okay, so just sectioned off like this top layer here, and I'm gonna work down here. I'm gonna take a very thin section and take out this piece here. I really like using this type of comb. Just works the absolute best. I feel like the first piece you're gonna do is definitely going to be the most nerve-wracking and everything. And then the method I like to do is where you tease up the piece so that it really helps to blend everything together. I'm gonna take my paddle thing, and then I got my brush, and I'm just going to start painting on the piece of hair. So I'm gonna do the bottom kind of first. It's nice because it just kind of stays on this paddle. That's why I wanted to do it like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna take it up here a little bit, take a little bit, and then you're gonna kind of start to blend it a little bit. You wanna vary how high you're doing it. So you could do a V, you could do like a diagonal piece like I'm doing, like this. And then there's your piece. So I'm gonna wipe off my paddle. You just leave it there. This powder that I grabbed is way better than the stuff I used before. It's so much easier. Okay, now I have this little section. Again, I'm teasing it. Take my paddle. Then it kind of like helps the piece stick. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to this side since this side is definitely darker. Another way to do it is just to kind of like freehand, like if you feel comfortable, just kind of take some pieces, and I'm going to take some around my face. Just kind of freehand it. This stuff is so easy to use compared to what I did when I first laid my hair. Oh, I'm just gonna kind of freehand it, I think, right now. And touch up any parts that I want. I am still going to use some areas with the board and stuff like that, but for the most part, I feel like now that I see how easy this stuff is to use, I'm going to mostly do it freehand. And you still want to tease because that's gonna really help with the blend. All right, so I'm gonna start on the top layer now. My camera actually, I had to switch the memory card. So I'm like starting a timer just so I know how long I've been doing this, because obviously if, like, I don't want to be doing this for too long because I don't want it to develop too much. Okay, so I'm trying to do it at a diagonal to help with the look so I don't get any chunky areas. You can definitely like use your fingers to blend if you feel like the brush isn't cutting it. All like kind of personal preference how you do it and what works best for you, especially because we are doing this at home. I've been pressing this for about 12 minutes, so I think we're doing okay. So I'm just gonna keep going. You just make sure you're checking on your hair so you're not, you know, just leaving it processing for too long. It's all about doing like what you think is gonna be best for your hair. I don't really have a method completely to my madness. I just kind of do it and hope for the best results. I did do a lot of research though before I started doing this, just to make sure I was not gonna ruin my hair. Is looking like. These pieces are starting to develop nicely, and I will probably rinse in about 4 minutes or so. I just kind of watch it to see what it's looking like, how everything is developing and all that kind of stuff. It's just, I do it by eye. I'm going to rinse this. I am going to put this conditioner in my hair because I did tease some of it, so I want to make sure to really get all that out. Okay, so I just finished rinsing everything out. I did apply the conditioner for a little while. Now I'm just going to brush through the hair. Oh, I hate when I get water in my ears, it's the worst. So just gently brush through the hair. I like to use a wet brush just because it's the most gentle. I honestly think I might have not left the lightener on the front pieces long enough because I didn't want the lower area to not develop. You can obviously always redo it. This stuff is not very expensive. I also say too that you could try it out. There's so much product left. See this? So you can even rinse out your hair and then dry it and then figure out what spots you missed, and then you could quickly redo that. But make sure you dry it because first of all, you have to put lightener on dry hair, but also it's gonna look way different than it does when your hair is wet. It is so much darker when it's wet, obviously. I think I should have left it on a little bit longer. Well, I guess it is pretty light. And I still have to tone and everything, so it's gonna look way better once I tone it, in my opinion. Okay, so now let's go on to cutting my hair. Okay, now we're going to tone the hair, and what I'm using is 2 boxes of demi-permanent hair color. I got medium ash blonde and light ash blonde because I honestly could not decide. So I got both, and I like to use 2 boxes because my hair is thick, and when I use one, it like barely covers. So I'm gonna use 2, and then I use a bottle like this, and I usually use the activating lotion with this, but my Sally's didn't have it, so today I'm going to be using 10 volume developer. And you want to mix 2 parts of the developer with 1 part of the toner. First, I'm going to start with the lightest ash blonde. The reason I use this is because when I was researching, I saw, I think it's Elle Bangs, talk about this because she had previously talked about a toner that I used to use when I was way more blonde years ago. And I would use that, but then she mentioned this too, that it would lighten your natural color at the root because it had a stronger developer and stuff. And she said that this works way better. It doesn't affect the natural hair nearly as much and all that kind of stuff. So there's one of the, I messed up and I should have done the developer in here because it has the ounces first, but I totally forgot and goofed. So I'm using a food scale. So if you have a food scale, just use that to measure out your developer and stuff. Okay, so maybe I don't need both boxes. Maybe last time I did it where it had 1-to-1 ratio, but I'm gonna do this. Okay, so I'm gonna use lightest ash blonde. This should be plenty. And shake it up. And then next time I'll try medium ash blonde, I guess. Oops, so I was wrong. So now it's all mixed up and I just start going in on the hair. I'm probably gonna part my hair off. And you mainly wanna focus it on obviously the stuff that you lightened, the pieces you lightened, because that is going to be what it affects versus the pieces that are your own hair color. So I just kind of squirt it on there. And I love this toner. It really is nice. I like an ashy color, but they do have like more natural tones and whatever you want. Oops, I'm dripping all over. I should get a towel down. You wanna make sure you're really saturating this so that you don't have any holes or pieces where it's not going to tone. So I'm first gonna just go through the whole head and go on the areas that are lightened so that I make sure I have enough and I don't just go on my natural hair color. Okay, so now I'm going to work it through the rest of the head, especially up here where I lightened pieces. And again, just make sure everything is nice and saturated. All right, so my hair is all saturated, and then I'm going to wait 20 minutes and rinse it out. All right, so this is after I just blow dried it. I think it looks so good. I love that using that demi-permanent hair color as toner. I just think it really works so well. Look at this. I love it so much. So I just added a few pieces, you know, nothing crazy. There's not as much of a gap right here, which is nice. There still is like maybe a little bit of a gap, you know. In a few months, maybe I'll go back and add a few more around my face. I do still have some, see how there's a little bit, but you know, it's all trial and error, and as long as I kind of like it, then I'm good. and I really do like it a lot. And I love this color. It's a lot less harsh than my hair used to be. So yeah, I hope this helped you guys. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the final hair. I seriously love how it turned out. The toner really brings the color to life. It really makes it that ashier color that I totally enjoy. Like I said, there are different shades and everything to your preference if you don't like as ashy of a tone. And I just love how it looks. You can definitely like tone your hair about once a month. It will like rinse out and everything. I do it maybe like once every 6 weeks or so. It's all personal preference how much you want to do the upkeep. The thing I really love though is that it is so low maintenance. The upkeep and everything, doing toner and stuff is going to be like very, very low maintenance because you don't have any, like it's your natural root. You don't have anything close to the root, which is so nice. So you can go definitely like months and months before you really touch up the balayage too much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every single week on beauty, lifestyle, and fashion, and I will see you in a video very, very soon. Bye, guys.